God spoke to me a couple of days ago, and he gave me one word. He gave me one word, and the word was nevertheless. Nevertheless. And what comes to mind, Pastor Page, when nevertheless is said? This is one of your favorite passages. Yeah, nevertheless. When he was in the garden, when he was in the garden, when Jesus was in the garden and he wanted to quit. Jesus wanted to quit. I said Jesus wanted to quit. He wanted to quit. Jesus wanted to quit. I'm going to say that again. Jesus wanted to quit. He took some with him. He took some of his best with him, and they couldn't go as far as he wanted to go. And I kept hearing you say, don't give up. Don't give up. I kept hearing, because that's all that God has been saying to me for the last 3 days, in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the hell, in the midst of the insanity. He kept telling me, don't give up. He said, I know what you've been through. I know what you're going through. Don't give up. Don't give up. And I ain't going to try to preach. I'm going to preach this for a while I'm away, because this is all I got to tell you is not to give up. Don't give up. But then he said, nevertheless. Nevertheless. Now, you got to understand how God speaks to me. He's going to give me something to hold on to this. So write this down, Renee. This is profound. Write this down, you all. This is heavy. One word he gave me, Mel, and it was nevertheless. Say that with me, nevertheless. Say that again, nevertheless. I need y'all to say that one more time. Everybody ain't cooperating. Say it, nevertheless. Come on, say it like like the sister was talking about, down on the inside. You need to. There was this place where he was headed. There were some things in front of him, and there was a cup that he had to take. There was a place that God was going to take him, and he was right on the borderline of either going there or not going there. His flesh didn't want to go. His flesh didn't want to go. He didn't want to leave his friends. He didn't want to leave the flesh. He didn't want to do what God told him to do. He didn't want to do his destiny. He didn't want to do what God had orchestrated for the rest of his life. He just didn't want to do it. And God said to me, nevertheless. This is what he told me nevertheless meant to me. Never the less. I'm going to say that one more time. Never the less. Never. 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 Never the less. Where he had come from was less. And in the midst of your anxiety, in the midst of your pain, in the midst of your struggle, in the midst of your not wanting to obey God, and he said, Charles, it's either the less or the better. But we got to go through here. We got to go through here to get to the better. Because if Jesus had not gone through there, if he had not persevered, if he had not went through that agony and that pain and that blood, sweat, and experience, where would we be? And so I want to encourage the saints that it's never the less. Charles, I don't want you to ever be comfortable in the less. No. It ain't about less. It's about what? It's about more. And the word is translated, Apostle, plain. Look it up in the Greek. The word nevertheless is translated plain. It's like a plateau. Nevertheless means that there's a level that you're going to, and then there's another level that you're about to walk into. There's another degree. There's another platform. There's another stratosphere. Say this with me, nevertheless. Never, ever the less. Stop trying to be comfortable with less. Stop trying to be satisfied with the less. Stop trying to live on the less. And I was fine with that page. I know exactly what you're talking about, Lord. Because I'm uncomfortable with less. I don't even look like I fit less. I don't even work. Less don't even work with me. I'm that ain't me. And he said that to me, Lord, and I was okay. I said, okay, Father, I got that. He said, never, from now on, never. Never. And I got to go through what I'm going through because there's a better on the other side of less. But you got to change your mind, Charles, about less being from me, less being okay, less being all right. It ain't all right. That's what he said. That's what he said. Church, it ain't about less. It ain't about suffering, struggling, and straining, and the rough side of the mountain. It's about more, and more, and more, and more. Say this with me, nevertheless. See, you gotta say it right. Never the. There's a decision to be made. At that point, Jesus said, nevertheless, not my what? Not my will, but what? Thy will. His will was so much more, so much better, so much greater. Nevertheless means greater. It really does. It means greater. And so I want to thank you all for coming. I really do. I thank you for being my friends. Amen. Just give them a round of applause. I want to thank you, Pastor, for reminding me where I came from. It's good. It's good, you know, because I'm just a straight-up thug that got saved one day. I just did. I thought I would never. They told me I would never get right. They told me that you'll take anything to get high. You'll just take anything, Charles. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for somebody reminding me that it's nothing but Jesus. It's nothing but Jesus. When we got married, they told us that we would be together about 6 months. About 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. And all them people that said that, yeah, all them people that said that, they the one that's gone. They the one that's gone. Yeah. Amen. I thank God.